So we're going to do a different video today talking about a video game, and I've done this every once in a while on my channel because video games take a while for me to beat, but I want to talk about Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, a game that I've always wanted to finish, but this game was the hardest Mario game I've ever played, so it took so long to finish this because this game pissed me off so much. I really do love the Mario games, and I've grown up with them, and I've played through so many of them. And Super Mario World is my favorite one, but I wanted to play through this and Super Mario 64 the most, and 64 is one that I will do next. But this is the most toughest Mario game I have ever played because the way with the controls in this is that it's cool though. You got this character named Flood who is like this water propeller pack that like you have on its back, and like you can float with water or spray ink with water or blobs of goo that like this Shadow Mario gives and throws on the ground, and you got to clean up. But for me, the camera angles in this killed me, where I couldn't even. There were a lot of times I died just because I could not see where to go on the camera, and I changed the angle and I couldn't change it any farther. So, in terms of like a negative, I guess that is a negative, where the camera angle of this killed me. And there were a lot of moments where like looking at Mario, his character moving around, it was hard to tell whenever he landed on something. In this game in particular, I didn't have that problem with like Galaxy or Odyssey. So I don't get why this one in particular had that, and it had that issue, and it was kind of unfortunate because I did love this game still, despite having the anger-filled times in a lot of this game where I just sat there in rage and just was pissed because I couldn't beat this certain thing. Because the controls and the buttons are so touchy in this game in particular, not in any other ones that I played so far all the way through, but this is kind of a chore to get through in a lot of ways. But despite that, I still had a lot of fun with this. I thought that new controls were cool. The use of doing this like Super Mario 64, but in a different location basically, and with Flood, is a cool new thing. Because you go to all these different locations in Isle Delfino, like 6 or 7 different places you can go. Like you can go to a park, Peanut Park, or you can go to a carnival. Not a carnival. You can go to a park, and then you can go to like a hotel and like go through it. And every one of these has like 8 or 9 levels to them. And they're all fun, except for a couple which really did piss me off. But I felt like, overall, this one still, despite having the issues with it, I still love this, and I thought that it was a great game. Just the camera angles were really pissing me off, to the point where I almost threw the controller at the screen in a lot of ways, and I never do that in a lot of games. This one just really bugged the shit out of me in a lot of ways with that. Despite that, I really did enjoy this game. I really did enjoy the mechanics. I love that it was like Super Mario 64, but in better graphics. Even though 64 is still an awesome game, it's just better graphics for the GameCube, and having Mario using these controls is really cool. It's just the controls were really touchy, and the camera angles were really hard to decipher. If like you went into a wrong corner, you couldn't get out of it, and you just fall down and die. So it's only one of the 3D games so far that I've played that the camera angle has frustrated me. And I haven't played through Super Mario 64 all the way, so maybe that'll change. But so far, I've only played through a little bit of Super Mario 64, and it's been fine with the camera angle. But this is the one that had the issue for me. So I really did enjoy this. And I love the inclusion of Yoshi too as well. I thought that was cool seeing Yoshi in this because I didn't expect. Like, it's on the back cover that it says Yoshi's in it, but I didn't even look at the back cover before I started playing this, and then whenever Yoshi appeared, I was like, cool, Yoshi, finally. We got a cool new addition, but I guess this is another negative, too, that Yoshi, whenever you go into the water, he'll disappear, and you gotta go back to feed him something, a fruit. which wasn't it wasn't as annoying as the camera angles because that one, at least Yoshi wasn't in every one of the stages. It was just in a few, so it's just a minor quip. But that was still cool, regardless, to have Yoshi in the game. So I did enjoy that aspect a lot too. And there was one standout level in this game at the Peanut Park where like you are on a roller coaster and it's literally front person angle of him shooting shooting at balloons, because you got to shoot at balloons to get the shine, and it is really cool and it feels like you're really on a roller coaster. I thought that for this time period, whenever this came out, that was really effective for like a video game. Like it really had peripherals that worked, like you were actually riding on this roller coaster. That was really awesome. So I really enjoyed that a lot. And I really thought overall this was a really great game, despite the little quips, or despite the little like issues I have with it. This still is a worthy Mario game, and I think overall it still is fantastic. Just the camera angles made me mad, like to a point where I almost threw the controller at the screen. But despite that, this was still an awesome game, and I really enjoyed every single different location you can go through on this Isle Delfino. I thought overall it just did a really cool job of being a different iteration from Super Mario 64, because it is basically that, except for in a new place, with Flood. So that is a cool addition, and this really is a great addition to the Mario franchise. And I know it came out like, what, 2001, 2002, so 17 years ago when I finally beat it. But who cares, I finally beat it. I love this game, despite a few minor quips, or despite a few minor issues. I don't know why I keep saying quips. So, that's all I can say basically about Super Mario Sunshine. If you guys have played it, tell me down below what you think. And thank you guys so much for watching.